Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the transit of Mars. Mars is always crucial in its effects, that Mars really is the trigger for major events. And so I'm always tracking Mars, especially when it changes signs. And I'm going to be talking about Mars as it shifts into Virgo. Now this happens July 28th and it will be there till September 13th. I have a lot to talk about with this, but before I do, I want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org and you will get all of my predictions delivered to your email free every week. While you're checking that out, on my website, check out my Patreon. My Patreon is a spiritual community. You will love being part of this group. Check it out, all the offerings on galacticcenter.org. And also remember, if you want your own personal astrologer in your calendar, on your phone or your computer, sign up for the Galactic Planner. This will give you all of your personal predictions delivered into your calendar. This is galacticplanner.com. Now, last but not least, you still have time to participate in semester 1 to be my student. So semester 1 means you get to participate in all of my live videos that I do weekly, but you got to sign up. Sign up now. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com and become my student. So let's get going and talk more about what Mars is going to manifest for us while it is in the sign of Virgo. Now, while it's in Virgo, it is opposing this Saturn-Neptune conjunction. Now, this Saturn-Neptune conjunction, you have heard me talk about it. Because it really is in effect for such a long time. They came together in June, stuck around together throughout July as both Saturn and Neptune turn retrograde. They're both kind of stuck at 7 degrees. And they will continue through August to be together. September, they start to slightly dissipate, but let me just say they come back together full force in the early part of 2026. So basically what I'm saying, this conjunction that deals with oil and gas, floods and oceans, it also can deal with cults and conspiracies. All this stuff is being revved up by the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. As I said, they're sticking together for, basically they're in the same sign and really close between June all the way through March of 2026, June of 2025. This is a powerful conjunction, but my point right now, referring to Mars, is that Mars is going to oppose this, exactly creating an event. And let me just say, it will be around August 8th that transiting Mars will be 7 degrees of Virgo, opposing Saturn-Neptune, 7 degrees of Pisces. Now, I have noticed that whenever Mars opposes Neptune, it deals with oil and gas. This has historically been the case, and it usually sends the prices of gasoline way up. So what do I think this means? Something's bound to happen around this time that would send up the fuel prices. I don't know if it's an explosion or if they're going to block off one of the places where the ships can transport the oil and gas. Maybe that becomes blocked. I guarantee you something big with oil and gas is about to occur. Now, the other thing that the Neptune Saturn are all about is cults. delusions, secrets, things we can't see, corruption. And Mars opposing that is like, now we know what all this corruption, secrets are about. Mars is the triggering force to make it all come about at this time. So I'm saying August, we're looking at August, the whole month. But August 8th, that opposition is exact. Doesn't always happen exactly on the exact day. It can be a week around this time. And really, literally, it could be the whole month of August while Mars is in Virgo. Now, let me talk a little bit more about Mars being in Virgo, because Virgo deals with health and healing. And while it is there aspecting particularly Neptune, Neptune is a planet that can deal with disease. And here we go again. Are we going to be confronted with some kind of disease going on or something like that? It's definitely a possibility. If anything, I think it's going to be a difficult flu season going on. So right now, strengthen that immune system. Don't let yourself get sick by this treacherous aspect that is coming up upon us really soon. And so Mars will be, remember, it will still be in Virgo all the way through September 13th. Now here's another variable. Because the Saturn-Neptune deal with water, because they're in Pisces. Yes, they're in Pisces. Pisces deals with floods, and they're all hanging around that degree. I know, I'm a broken record, but that degree deals with tragedy. It is 6 degrees of Pisces. The fixed star sheet is there, which deals with tragedy, which deals with sorrow. So the sorrow, I think, is relative to water and flooding. And Mars, number 1, is the number 1 trigger of this. So let's talk about the nakshatras, because while Mars enters into Virgo, it will be in the nakshatra called Uttara Phalguni, and it will be there till August 14th. The nakshatras are smaller divisions of the signs, and actually each sign contains 3 different nakshatras, maybe one at the end, an entire nakshatra, and then the tail end. So these nakshatras will flank across 2 different signs, in other words. So Uttara Phalguni is both in Leo and Virgo. So while Mars goes into Virgo, it's already been in Uttara Phalguni, but will continue to stay there till August 14th. This nakshatra is actually a nakshatra that can deal with relationships, because the Phalgunis, Uttara and Purva, deal with marriage. They're called the marriage nakshatras. And this will deal with marriage, relationships, but Mars is there. Mars screws up relationships. It causes conflict and fighting. So during this time, I want you to be more cognizant about your relationships, making them work, come together, find peace. And this actually goes for everyone, not just love relationships, because this can deal with friendship as well. As a matter of fact, this nakshatra deals with people that are really good friends, loyal. And Mars being here can really mean severing friendships and severing our communications. You know, it's like the media keeps putting things out to separate people politically. It's just crazy how this has been going on. So don't let minor, insignificant things upset your relationships during this time. Now, starting August 14th through September 3rd, while Mars is in Virgo, it will be in the nakshatra Hasta. Hasta is entirely contained within Virgo. And Hasta is a really strong nakshatra. Its symbol is the hand, and it means to grasp and to hold on. People that have this nakshatra strong in their charts are incredibly intelligent. They really understand concepts that are difficult. They're smart, they're resilient, they're creative, and this is what Mars in this nakshatra will bring about. The ability to comprehend things, to bring things together, to grasp hold and understand. That's what this is all about. And Hasta is ruled by the moon. So it's a time of deep emotional understanding too. Mars being here can really tip things off. And if there is going to be anything that deals probably with disease or anything to that nature, it will probably happen while Mars is in Hasta, because Hasta makes Mars even more direct when it deals with feelings, emotions, and people. Now, the last part of Mars being in Virgo will be in Chitra. And this will happen September 3rd till September 13th. Now, just because it's in Chitra, I'm looking at it being only in Virgo. So Chitra flanks between Virgo and Libra, okay? But I'm looking only at Mars being in Virgo. So Mars will go into Chitra September 3rd, and it will be in the Virgo portion of Chitra till Mars goes into Libra, which will be September 13th. So September 3rd through the 13th, it's in Virgo, but in Chitra. And Chitra is ruled by Mars. Mars is going to be more powerful and strong in this nakshatra, and probably in a good way, because Mars will take on more of its positive qualities, which can mean energy, power, courage, sports, competition. So people will be expressing themselves stronger with a competitive edge in a positive light, not in a negative light. Mars in Virgo can deal with detailed, organized, and a focus that is incredible, because that's what Virgo is all about. So I'm going to say too, the entire time that Mars is in Virgo, not only Chitra or Hasta or Uttara Phalguni, but the entire time it is there, you're going to see where people start to develop more of an interest in health and healing, because that's what it's all about. Getting healthier, getting stronger. And I am hoping, instead of bringing out disease, that it will bring out an interest in health and healing. And I do think that this is going to be relative. It's going to happen because there's been so many different modalities for health and healing that are being discovered and coming out. This can escalate it. And I think it will definitely escalate it even as Mars gets into Chitra, because Chitra is that competitive edge. And actually, the last day when Mars will be in Chitra, it is really powerful. So I want you to be aware that Mars in Virgo will deal with many positive things, such as health and healing, such as a focus to detail and getting things right. This is a good time for us to work on ourselves, to get healthier, to get things right, to bring focus. But most of all, Mars is courage. So when we get courageous, that means that we will do things that we're fearful to do, but we do it anyway. Did you know that is the definition of courage? To feel the fear and do it anyway. And that can mean public speaking, which most people are afraid of, and many of the things that we're afraid that we won't succeed in. This is what Mars in Virgo can give us the courage to do, to step out and do the things that we were afraid to do, mainly because we didn't think we'd be very good. But we got to do it anyway, because you got to start somewhere, and that is a new beginning. So with that, I think you kind of have a sense and a feel of what Mars will do while it is in Virgo. And I look forward to talking to you again about Mars' next phase when it goes into Libra. So Mars stays in a sign for about 6 weeks. Some say 6 weeks, almost 2 months. But it is a very powerful trigger as to what is happening globally in the world, as well as in our own personal lives. So with that, I think I'll close. If you would like more information on me, go to my website. Go to galacticcenter.org. And if you want to become my student, go to my university website, universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.